Shalom, 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 wakazak, mashpaka. Welcome to another episode of the program, Daily Tonic in the Word, right here on GC Create TV. And I remain your humble host and your ark, Daniel Feslan Yashirala. Today we are embarking on another chapter, another book. We are going to the book of Leviticus, which is the book of Vayiqra, chapter 1, and we are going straight, not to chapter 5 today, but today we are going to chapter 6. And it says, and Yahuwah called unto Moshe and spoke unto him out of the tabernacle of the assembly, saying, speak unto the children of Yasharel, say unto them, if any man of you bring an offering unto Yahuwah, ye shall bring your offering of the cattle, even of the herd and of the flock. If his offering be an ascending smoke sacrifice of the herd, let him offer a male without blemish. He shall offer it as of his voluntary will at the door of the tabernacle of the assembly before Yahuwah, and he shall put his hand upon the head of the ascending smoke offering, and it shall be accepted for him to make atonement for him. And he shall kill the bullock before Yahuwah, and the priest, Aaron's sons, shall bring the blood and sprinkle the blood round about upon the altar that is at the door of the tabernacle of the assembly. And he shall flay the ascending smoke offering and cut it into his pieces. And the sons of Aaron the priest shall put fire upon the altar and lay the wood in order upon the fire. And the priest, Aaron's son, shall lay the head and the fat in order upon the wood that is on the fire, which is upon the altar. 9. But his inward and his legs shall he wash in water, and the priest shall burn all on the altar to be an ascending smoke sacrifice, an offering made by fire of the sweet savour unto Yahuwah. And if his offering be of the flock, namely of the sheep or of the goats, for an ascending smoke sacrifice, he shall bring it a male without blemish, and he shall kill it on the side of the altar northward before Yahuwah. And the priest, Aaron's son, shall sprinkle his blood round about upon the altar, and he shall cut it into his pieces with his head and his fat, and the priest shall lay them in order on the wood that is in the fire, which is upon the altar. But he shall wash the inward and the legs with water, and the priest shall bring it all and burn it upon the altar. It is an ascending smoke sacrifice, an offering made by fire of a sweet savour unto Yahuwah. And if the ascending smoke sacrifice of his offering to Yahuwah be of fowls, then shall he bring his offering of turtle doves or of young pigeons, and the priest shall bring it unto the altar and wring off his head and burn it on the altar, and the blood thereof shall be wrung out at the side of the altar. And if And he shall pluck away his crop with his feathers, and cast it beside the altar on the east part, but by the place of the ashes. And he shall cleave it with the wings thereof, but shall not divide it asunder. And the priest shall burn it upon the altar, upon the wood that is upon the fire. It is an ascending smoke sacrifice, an offering made by fire of a sweet savour unto Yahuwah. Chapter 2. And when any will offer an oblation unto Yahuwah, his offering shall be of a fine flour, and he shall pour oil upon it, and put frankincense thereon, and he shall bring it to Aaron's son the priests, and he shall take thereof his handful of the flour thereof, and of the oil thereof, with all the frankincense thereof, and the priest shall burn the memorial of it upon the altar, to be an offering made by fire of a sweet savour unto Yahuwah. And the remnant of the oblation shall be Aaron's and his sons. It is a thing most holy of the offering of Yahuwah made by fire. And if you bring an offering of an oblation baking in the oven, it shall be mustard cakes, that's unleavened bread cakes, of fine flour mingled with oil, or matzah wafers anointed with oil. And if your offering be an oblation baking in a pan, it shall be of fine flour unleavened mingled with oil. You shall put it in pieces and pour oil thereon. It is an oblation. And if your offering be an oblation baking in the frying pan, it shall be made of fine flour with oil. And you shall bring the oblation that is made of these things unto Yahuwah. And when it is presented unto the priest, he shall bring it unto the altar, and the priest shall take from the oblation a memorial thereof, and shall burn it upon the altar. It is an offering made by fire, and of a sweet savour unto Yahuwah. And that which is left of the oblation shall be Aaron's and his sons. It is a most holy of the offerings of Yahuwah made by fire. No oblation which ye shall bring unto Yahuwah shall be made with leaven. Ye shall burn no leaven, nor any honey in any offering of Yahuwah made by fire. As of the oblation of the first fruit, ye shall offer them unto Yahuwah. But they shall not be burnt. The first fruit, they shall not be burnt on the altar for a sweet savour. And every offering of your oblation shall you season with salt. Neither shall you suffer the salt of the covenant of your Elohim to be lacking from your oblation. With all your offerings you shall offer salt. And if you offer an oblation of your first fruit unto Yahuwah, you shall offer the oblation of your first fruit, green ears of grain dried by the fire, even grains beaten out of full ears. And you shall put oil upon it, and lay frankincense thereon. It is an oblation, and the priest shall burn the memorial of it, part of the beaten grain thereof, and part of the oil thereof, with all the frankincense thereof. It is an offering made by fire unto Yahuwah. Chapter 3. And if his oblation be a sacrifice of peace offering, if he offer it of the herd, whether it be a male or female, he shall offer it without blemish before Yahuwah. And he shall lay his hand upon the head of his offering and kill it at the door of the tabernacle of the assembly. And Aaron's sons, the priest, shall sprinkle the blood upon the altar round about, and he shall offer of the offering of the peace offering, an offering made by fire unto Yahuwah, the fat that covers the inwards, and all the fat that is upon the inward, and the two kidneys, and the fat of that, and the fat that is that is on them, which is by the flanks, and the caul above the liver, and the kidney, it shall he take away. And Aaron's son shall burn it upon the altar, the ascending smoke offering, ascending smoke sacrifice, which is upon the wood that is on the fire. It is an offering made by fire of a sweet savour unto Yahuwah. And if his offering for a sacrifice of peace unto Yahuwah, if his offering for a sacrifice of peace offering unto Yahuwah be of the flock, male or female, he shall offer it without blemish. And if he offer a lamb for his offering, then shall he offer before Yahuwah, and he shall lay his hand upon the head of his offering and kill it before the tabernacle of the assembly. And Aaron's son shall sprinkle the blood thereof round about the altar, and he shall offer the sacrifice of the peace offering, an offering made by fire unto Yahuwah, the fat thereof, and the whole rump, it shall he take away. It shall he take off hard by the backbone, and the fat that covers the inward, and all the fat that is upon the inward, and the two kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, that which is by the flanks, and the caul above the liver, with the kidneys, it shall be taken away. And the priest shall burn it upon the altar, and it is a food of the offering made by Yahuwah, made by fire unto Yahuwah. And if his offering be a goat, then shall he offer it before Yahuwah. And he shall lay his hand upon the head of it, and kill it before the tabernacle of the assembly, and the sons of Aaron shall sprinkle the blood thereof upon the altar round about. And he shall offer thereof his offering, even an offering made by fire unto Yahuwah, the fat that covers the inward, and all the fat that is upon the inward, and the two kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, which is by the flanks, and caul above the liver, with the kidneys, it shall be taken away. It shall be a perpetual statute for your generations throughout all your dwellings, that ye eat neither fat nor blood. You can see that for those of you actually who are always looking for those food that has fat. Yeah, I love my food looking yummy, looking juicy. Meanwhile, it's actually a fat that's making your food look juicy. You are automatically going against what he have said. He said we should not eat anything. We should not eat neither fat nor blood. Pardon me. Verse chapter 4. And Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe, saying, speak unto the children of Yasharel, saying, if a soul shall sin through ignorance against any of the commandments of Yahuwah, concerning things which ought not to be done, and shall do against any of them, if the priest that is anointed do sin according to the sin of the people, then let him bring for his sin, shall he which he has sinned, a young bullock without blemish, unto Yahuwah for a sin offering. And he shall bring the bullock unto the door of the tabernacle of the assembly before Yahuwah, and shall lay his hand upon the head of the bullock, upon the bullock's head, and kill the bullock before Yahuwah. And the priest that is anointed shall take the bullock's blood and bring it to the tabernacle of the assembly, and the priest shall dip his finger into the blood and sprinkle the blood 7 times before Yahuwah and before the veil of the sanctuary. And the priest shall put some of the blood upon the horns of the altar of sweet incense before Yahuwah, which is the tabernacle of the assembly, and shall pour all the blood of bullocks at the bottom of the altar of the ascending smoke offering, which is at the end of the tabernacle of the assembly. And he shall take off from it all the fat of the bullock for the sin offering, and the fat that covers the inward, and all the fat that is upon the inward, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, which is by the flanks, and the gall above the liver, with the kidney, it shall he take away, as it was taken off from the bullock of the sacrifice of peace offering. The priest shall burn them upon the altar of the ascending smoke offering. And the skin of the bullock and all his flesh, with his head and legs and his inward and his dung, even the whole bullock, shall he carry forth without the camp unto a clean place, where the ashes are poured out, and burn him on the wood of fire. Where the ashes were poured out, shall he be burnt. And if the whole assembly of Yasharel sin through ignorance, and the things be hid from the eyes of the assembly, and they have done worst, and they have done somewhat against any of the commandments of Yahuwah, concerning things which should not be done, and are guilty. 14. And the sin which they have sinned against it is known. Then the assembly shall offer a young bullock of offering. Shall offer a young bullock for the sin, and bring him before the tabernacle of the assembly. And the elders of the assembly shall lay their hands upon the head of the bullock before Yahuwah, and the bullock shall be killed before Yahuwah. And the priest that is anointed shall bring of the bullock's blood to the tabernacle of the assembly, and the priest shall dip his finger in some of the blood and sprinkle it 7 times before Yahuwah, even before the veil. And he shall put some of the blood upon the horns of the altar, which is before Yahuwah, that it is in the tabernacle of the assembly, and shall pour out all the blood at the bosom of the altar of the ascending smoke offering, which is the door of the tabernacle, which is at the door of the tabernacle of the assembly. And he shall take all his fat from him and burn it upon the altar. And he shall do with the bullock as he did with the bullocks for his sin offering. So shall he do with this. And the priest shall make an atonement for them, and he shall be forgiven. And he shall carry forth the bullock without the camp, and burn it as he burned the bullock. It is a sin offering for the assembly. 22. When a ruler have sinned and done somewhat through ignorance against any of the commandments of Yahuwah Elohim, concerning things which should not be done, and is guilty, or if this sin wherein he has sinned come to his knowledge, he shall bring his offering, a kid of the goats a male of the blemish. And he shall lay his hand upon the head of the goat and kill it in a place where they kill the ascending smoke offering before Yahweh. It is a sin offering. Verse 25. And the priest shall take of the blood of the sin offering and with his finger and put it upon the horns of the altar of the ascending smoke offering. And you shall pour out his blood at the bottom of the altar of the ascending smoke offering. And he shall burn all his fat upon the altar as the fat of the sacrifice of peace offering, and the priest shall make an atonement for him as concerning his sins, and it shall be forgiven him. And if any one of the common people sin through ignorance, while he does somewhat against any of the commandments of Yahuwah, concerning things which ought not to be done, and be guilty, or if a sin which he has sinned, come to his knowledge, then he shall bring his offering, a kid of a goat and a female without blemish, for his sin which he has sinned, and he shall lay his hand upon the head of the sin offering, and slay the sin offering in the place of the ascending smoke. And the priest shall take the blood thereof with his finger and put it upon the horns of the altar of the ascending smoke, and shall pour out all the blood thereof of the bottom of the altar. And he shall take away all the fat thereof, as the fat is taken away from sacrifice of peace offering, and the priest shall burn it upon the altar for a sweet savour unto Yahuwah. And the priest shall make an atonement for him, and it shall be forgiven him. And if he bring a lamb for a sin offering, he shall bring it a female without blemish, and he shall lay his hand upon the head of the sin offering and slay it for a sin offering in the place where they killed the ascending smoke Pharaoh. 34. And the priest shall take of the blood of the sin offering with his finger and put it upon the horns of the altar of the ascending smoke offering, and he shall pour out all the blood thereof and the bottom of the altar, and he shall take away all the fat thereof, as the fat of the lamb is taken away from the days of and the priest shall burn them upon the altar according to the offerings made by fire unto Yahuwah. And the priest shall make an atonement for his sin which he has committed, and he shall be forgiven.
Know the line. Are you searching for a conducive and affordable apartment within the Bahari Beach, Tanzania? Don't go too far. We have 4-bedroom furnished apartments, 3 BHK, 2 en-suite bedrooms, and 1 public toilet. And our building is well fitted with the air conditioner, free water, just 5 to 7 minutes drive from Bahari Beach. Also, we have 1 free border ride to the beach per month, access to fire sticks, DSW TV available as well. And don't forget, we also have unlimited Wi-Fi just for 50,000 per month. And also, our conducive apartment is close to Jambo Supermarket, close to Kibo Plaza, close to Vodacom and Tigo Pesa, close to many Wakala stations, close to Barabara Restaurant, close to Nyoki Market, Leisure Plaza Hotel, and Restaurant and Pool, close to Budget Resort Restaurant, and also close to TJ Daycare, to prove that our apartment has good landmarks within the outskirts of Tanzania. Also, we have rentals of BMX bicycle with motor. We have the Mercedes-Benz bicycle and the mountain foldable travel bicycle for rent as well. So all these great things can only cost you just 1.5 million per month for the next 3 months of the rental for this apartment. Wow! Why not you make it a date? Come home, visit the motherland, come look at the prestigious view of Tanzania at the comfort of what you can ever imagine.
To get all this offer, please contact 144 Global Solution on this phone number +2 5 5 7 6 9 4 0 2 7 4 3. Also contact us via email at mayaspeakstz@gmail.com. And I'm hoping and also promising that this will be a treat that you will never forget. Because with 144 Global Solutions, we are always here to bring solution to your luxurious living. There's no place like home.
For sponsorship, advert placement, please call or WhatsApp this number +234 811 731 0928.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. So let's get back to the scriptures. Now we're in the chapter 5 right now, the book of Vayiqra. That's Leviticus, Vayiqra, chapter 5, and we're taking it to chapter 6. And if a soul sin and hears a voice of swearing, and is a witness, whether he has sinned or known of it, if he does not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity. This is actually a commandment. That's why most times we have the book of Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 18 and verse 19 and verse 20 and verse 21. That says, if Yahweh said to the wicked that they shall surely die, and you don't want them, how can you say that you don't want them? How can you want them? How can you know that actually Yahweh said that they will die? It's because you are a witness to what they did. You saw their wickedness, but you chose not to talk about it. In that particular case, he said if you don't want them, That means if you don't speak about it so that they can stop what they are doing and change, he said if they die in that sin, that his blood will require out of your hand. Why? This is simply because you heard of that sin, but you never made mention of it. You never uttered it. Let's press on. Now we're in chapter 2, verse 2. And if a soul touch an unclean thing, if a soul touch an unclean thing, whether it be a carcass of an unclean beast, or a carcass of unclean cattle, or the carcass of unclean creeping thing, or if it be hidden from him, he also shall be unclean and guilty. Verse 3. Or if he touches the uncleanness of man, if he touch the uncleanness of man, whatsoever uncleanness it be, that a man shall be defiled without, and it be hid from him, and he knows of it, then he shall be guilty. Or if a soul swears, pronouncing with his lips to do evil or to do good, whatsoever it be, that a man shall pronounce with an oath, and it be hid from him, when he knows of it, then he shall be guilty in one of these. So that's why we have James 5 verse 12 that asks us to swear not. Let your word be yea, yea, nay, nay. Thou shalt not swear. 5. And it shall be, when he shall be guilty in one of these things, that he shall confess that he has sinned in that thing, he shall be brought, and he shall bring his trespass offering unto Yahuwah for a sin which he had sinned, a female from the flock, a lamb or a kid of the goats, for a sin offering, and the priest shall make an atonement for him concerning his sin. And if he be not able to bring a lamb, then he shall bring for his trespass which he has committed 2 turtle doves and 2 young pigeons unto Yahuwah, one for a sin offering, and the other for an ascending smoke offering. And he shall bring them unto the priest, who shall offer that which is for the sin offering first, and wring off his head from his neck, and bring, but shall not divide it asunder. And he shall sprinkle of the blood of the sin offering upon the side of the altar, and the rest of the blood shall he wrung out at the bottom of the altar. It is a sin offering. And he shall offer the second for an ascending smoke offering, according to the manner, and the priest shall make an atonement for sin, for him, for his sin, which he had sinned, and it shall be forgiven him. But if he be not able to bring 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, then he that sinned shall bring for his offering the 10th part of an ephah of fine flour for a sin offering. He shall put no oil upon it, neither shall he put any frankincense thereon, for it is a sin offering. Then shall he bring it to the priest, and the priest shall take his handful of it, even a memorial thereof, and burn it on the altar, according to the offerings made by fire unto Yahuwah. It is a sin offering. You see that even the fact that they actually messed up, the Most High still looked upon them, because he knew that they are all not blessed financially equally. So he said to those that cannot afford the one for the goats, they can afford one for the turtle doves and the pigeon. And those that cannot afford for the pigeon and the goats, they can afford to get the flour instead. Verse 13, and the priest shall make an atonement for him as touching his sin, that he has sinned in one of this, and it shall be forgiven him, and the raiment shall be the priest's, and the remnant shall be the priest's as an oblation. And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe, saying, if a soul commits a trespass and sin through ignorance in the holy thing of Yahuwah, then he shall bring for his trespass unto Yahuwah a ram without blemish out of the flock, with your estimation by shekel of silver, after the shekel of the sanctuary, for a trespass offering. And he shall make amends for the alms that he has done in the holy thing, and shall add the fifth part thereto, and give it unto the priest. And the priest shall make an atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering, and it shall be forgiven him. And if a soul sin and commit any of these things which are forbidden to be done by the commandment of Yahuwah, though he knew it not, yet is he guilty, and shall bear his iniquity. You observe something here. It says, if they commit sin, if a soul sin and commit any of these things which are forbidden to be done by the commandment of Yahuwah, that's the least chapter of the commandment. It says, even though he know it not, yet is he guilty, and shall bear his iniquity. Now, most times I feel sorry for those who are still fooling themselves in religion. You are in a religion that tell you that it's all about grace and you are saved. They never told you about the commandments of the Most High Yah. I think you are saved. Even though you can keep saying, but we never taught these things in our church. The Most High Yah don't care. You are guilty of it because you've trespassed it. If you are in that same church, you are carrying the same Bible, yet all you read about and you look for is prosperity. Die by fire. My enemies from my village. The enemies, the Pharaoh you are seeing today, not since no more. That's what you're always after. You never care about studying his word to know his commandments and keep them. Then forget about it. Don't say that, but don't know about it. You are guilty as charged. 18. And he shall bring a ram without blemish out of the flock with your estimation for a trespass offering unto the priest. And the priest shall make an atonement for him concerning his ignorance, wherein he erred and knew it not, and it shall be forgiven him. It is a trespass offering. He has certainly trespassed against Yahuwah. The last chapter for today. And Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe, saying, if a soul sin and committed a transgression against Yahuwah, and lie unto his neighbor in that which was delivered him to keep, or in fellowship, or in things taken away by violence, or has deceived his neighbor, or have found that which was lost, and lie concerning it, and swears falsely in anything of all this that a man does, sinning daring, then it shall be, because he has sinned and is guilty, that he shall restore that which he took violently away, and the things which he has deceitfully gotten, or that which was delivered him to keep, and the lost things which he found, or all that about which he has sworn falsely. He shall even restore it in the principal, and shall add the fifth part more thereto, and give it unto him to whom it appertains in the day of his trespass offering. And he shall bring his trespass offering unto Yahuwah, a ram without blemish out of the flock, with your estimation for a trespass offering unto the priest. And the priest shall make an atonement for him before Yahuwah, and it shall be forgiven him for anything of all that he has done in trespassing therein. And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe, saying, Command Aaron and the sons, saying, This is the Torah of the ascending smoke offering. It is the ascending smoke offering because of the burning upon the altar all night until the morning, and the fire of the altar shall be burning in it. And the priest shall put on his linen garment and his linen breeches, and his linen breeches, shall he put upon his flesh, and take up the ashes which the fire has consumed with the ascending smoke offering on the altar, and he shall put them beside the altar. And he shall put his garments and put on other garments, and carry forth the ashes without the camp unto a clean place. And the fire upon the altar shall be burning in it, it shall not be put out. And the priest shall burn woods on it every morning, and lay the ascending smoke offering in order upon it. And he shall burn therein and the fat of the peace offering, and the fire shall ever be burning upon the altar, it shall never go out. And this is the Torah of the oblation. The sons of Aaron shall offer it before Yahuwah, before the altar, and he shall take of it a handful of the flour of the oblation, and of the oil thereof, and of all the frankincense which is upon the oblation, and shall burn it upon the altar for a sweet savour, even for the memorial of it unto Yahuwah. And the remainder thereof shall Aaron and the sons eat. And the remainder, not reminder, the remainder thereof shall Aaron and the sons eat. With matzah shall it be eaten in the holy place, in the court of the tabernacle of the assembly, they shall eat it. It shall not be baken with leaven. I have given it unto you for their portion of my offerings made by fire. It is most holy, as in the sin offering, and as the trespass offering. All the males among the children of Aaron shall eat of it. It shall be a statute forever in your generations concerning the offerings of Yahuwah made by fire. Everyone that touches them shall be holy. Now, this actually goes into the warnings to our people who do believe that because you are called as a woman, that you can also teach. It says the sons of Aaron, never says including his daughters too. When it comes to going out there to go and teach in a congregation where men actually are also there, leave the work to the hands of the men to handle. Don't say that because you are a woman, you are a prophetess, Yah has called you to ministry, and you see men standing, it is better for you to just shut your mouth, or better still, find a gathering where women actually are staying and go there and teach. You have no right to teach in a gathering that has men. Even though it is just one man that is there, except maybe the man actually had to excuse. But the fact that you can presently see a man physically at that point, it is meant for you as a woman to keep mute. You have no right to teach. Don't say that, but Yah actually called me. Fine, Yah might have called you to ministry, but never asked to usurp authority over a man or to teach a man. So please, don't let pride make you become foolish to do things that you think you are doing right when you are doing foolishness. Next person. 19. And Moshe spoke unto and Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe, saying, This is the offering of Aaron and of his sons, which they shall offer unto Yahuwah in the day wherein he is anointed, the 10th part of the ephah of fine wine for a perpetual oblation, half of it in the morning and half thereof at night. In a pan it shall be made with oil, and when it is baking, you shall bring it in, and the baking pieces of the oblation shall you offer for a sweet savour unto Yahuwah. And the priest of his sons shall be that is anointed, in his stead shall offer it, and it is a statute forever unto Yahuwah. It shall be wholly burnt, not holy as in holy, in whole. It shall be wholly burnt. For every oblation for the priest shall be wholly burnt. It shall not be eaten, which means it will be completely burnt. And Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto Aaron and to his son, saying, This is the Torah of the sin offering. In the place where the Sunday smoke offering is killed, shall the sin offering be killed before Yahuwah. It is most holy. The priest shall offer it for sin. The priest that offer it for sin, shall eat it. In the holy place shall it be eaten, and in the court of the tabernacle of the assembly. Whatsoever shall touch the flesh thereof shall be holy. And when there is sprinkled of the blood thereof upon any garment, you shall wash that whereon it was sprinkled in the holy place. But the earthen vessel, wherein it is sodden, shall be broken, and if it be sodden in a brazen pot, it shall be both scoured and rinsed in water. All the males among the priests shall eat thereof. It is most holy. And no sin offering whereof any of the blood is brought into the tabernacle of the assembly to reconcile withal in the holy place shall be eaten. It shall be burnt in the fire. So with this, actually, we make it a wrap up for today's episode of the program. All praise to the Most High. We have been covering from 4 chapters to 5 chapters. Today we broke record by covering 6 chapters today. Yahweh will see again tomorrow to continue from where we stop. The book of Vayiqra, that is Leviticus, chapter 1 to chapter 6, which we cover today. We'll see again tomorrow to continue from where we stop. And remain your humble host, Daniel Kesalan Yashurala, right here on this Secret TV. And with this, I say shalom and bye for now.